Hi, I'm Lauren Saidel-Baker, an economist here at ITR Economics, and I'm so excited to talk to you about Phase B, the best phase of the business cycle. This is the accelerating growth trend, when your sales are higher than they were 1 year ago, and that rate of growth is only increasing. This is the phase that we all want to spend the most time in as possible. So, how do you extend Phase B? And even beyond that, how do you compete and gain just that little bit more during that accelerating growth trend? Well, we have a series of management objectives that all come back to expanding on your growth. One of the biggest things you can do relates to your people. Employees are very important during Phase B. You want to have already hired. If you still need workers, now is absolutely the time to get them in their seats, train them up, and more importantly, retain the A team that you have. Retention is your best friend during Phase B. Phase B comes during an upward trend in the macroeconomy as well. You likely aren't the only firm that's feeling this accelerating growth trend. So you'll probably be competing a little bit more aggressively for those workers. Those ones that you've already have in place, you know they're productive, you know they're effective, they're trained up to do exactly what you need to do. You don't want to lose them to a competitor across the street for just a slight difference in compensation or culture or whatever it is that your employees value. So retain your people during this phase. On the other side of the pricing picture, it's important to have a good price escalator in place during Phase B. Often, this is, again, an accelerating growth trend in the overall macroeconomy. We'll typically see more demand for everything from shipping to raw materials, and that will cause a bit of price pressure. Be aware of that. You want to protect your own margins, but you also want to space out those price increases. Do what it takes to keep your customers happy. Don't alienate them over one large price increase that they just don't see coming. This is also the best time to be differentiating your own products, services, and your company overall. Focus on your competitive advantages. What makes your business great? How do you communicate that to your customers and use it to justify those price increases and to justify your further gains? Typically, we'll see those volumes increasing, and you want to be sure that your quality control is keeping pace with higher volumes. We're not just trying to pump products and services out the door. This is really about creating those relationships. You have the opportunity now more than ever. Take advantage of that, and don't let things like quality control hurt you down the line. During Phase B, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement, in the optimism. But always look ahead. Say what's next. When might we be approaching that peak growth rate? It's important to know when that's coming and look ahead to Phase C, but we'll address those management objectives in another video. But think of what you can do now to extend your Phase B trend. Sometimes there are new products or new services that you could be introducing. That can help buck the business cycle trend. Maybe there are new markets that will be seeing growth longer than your core market. Be aware of those growth rates, be aware of those forecasts, and be ready to capitalize on them. And if your ultimate exit plan is to sell the business, this is typically a good time to do it. Phase B tends to have the highest valuations, and you can sell your business in a period of maximum goodwill if that is your exit ramp. Whatever you're doing, we wish you the best during this exciting phase of the business cycle.